Raw, uncut, and unapologetic. Welcome to Men Talking Mindfulness. Why don't we talk about the mindfulness moment room and what that looks like and the results of just having that mindfulness moment room in a school, how that's changing the numbers of suspensions and stuff like that and problem behaviors for the kids. I think it's also very helpful for the adults to hear this too, because we can take that pause, we can take a moment and but go ahead, please tell us about where that came from and what that looks like.
I mean, where it came from, one of our funders asked us, if we could do a school-wide intervention, what would it look like? And, we came up with, a practice at the beginning of the day, school-wide practice over the loudspeaker, and a practice at the end of the day, just, to get kids grounded when they first come into school. So, they can shake off some of their home environment, that stress, that trauma that they may be dealing with at home, and get them present and give them access to parts of their mind that, they wouldn't have access to because they were in survival mode, like Ali was talking about. Yeah. Then we also created an alternative to suspension room, or the mindful moment room that you were talking about, where, kids in crisis, they could either self-refer if they're in high school or in middle school and elementary school. The teachers or administrators would have to refer the kids to the room. And, when they are in crisis, they come down to our room, and the beauty, the reason why teachers love this is because they don't have to deal with the behavior issues, and they can go back to teaching instead of diffusing the situation, which will take away from learning time. And they'll get sent to our room. They can stay in there for like 15 to 20 minutes. We have a staff member staffing that room all during the day. And first of all, when they come into the room, we empower our students by doing active listening. And mirroring, and that, kids they're always talked at, especially in school, and, they're never talked with or heard. And, first walking into the room, we're doing the mirroring and repeating what the kids say, so they definitely feel heard. So, it builds up their, emotions and, makes them more calm when they first come into the room. Then, when they get into the room, we will talk to kids about like their stress, their stressors, and how the stress plays out in their body. And, they'll explain, what they went through in that situation. We'll ask them, where did you feel it at? They may clench their fist, they may clench their jaw, they may feel something in their stomach, and, they'll go to that. And then, afterwards, we'll say, well, all right, well, next time this happens, or let's do this practice, whether it's a breath or a meditation, where, the kid will be able to calm themselves down with a specific breath, where if they're hot-headed, they'll do a breath to kind of cool their mind down and make them less hot-headed, a breath to kind of make them less anxious, different practices that we have in there, breaths that induce a state of calm. So after they finish doing that practice, we ask them, all right, you all felt like this when y'all first came into the room. How do y'all feel now? And, there's like 5 circles on like a piece of paper, whether it's angry to a happy face. And, the kids always come in the room, like make a real messed up circle in the angry face. And then at the end, they achieve, peace and, they're grounded and present after doing the practice. And then, we tell them that, next time they get into the situation in their classroom, we've identified who their stressors are or what their stressors are. So that pay attention to when you have those around you, then you can know how the stress plays out in your body. Be aware, be mindful if your fingers are clenching up, your jaw is clenched, and know that the next time you get in this situation, do this breath, do this meditation right there, and then you can kind of calm yourself down, and that's empowering within itself. And our numbers start off really high at the beginning of the year, but because kids know how to self-regulate in their classroom, the numbers dwindle down to next to nothing. Where
this
in the
suspensions and stuff you're talking about. Yeah,
this is the referral rates to the room.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the referral rates go way down, and in one of the schools that we were at, Robert W. Coleman, in the epicenter of the Frederick Gray uprising, for 8 years we had 0 suspensions, and I know the first year they sent us this information. We went to the principal and we're like, Ali was like, I know you're fudging the numbers, you're like, these ain't no real numbers, like what the hell? And she was like, her and her assistant principal just bust out laughing, and they said, well, the kids that would get suspended, we send them to you all, and that kind of makes us not have to suspend anybody, because when they are in crisis or right before they're going to get into crisis, we send them to you all. It doesn't take away, it doesn't create a big situation. Nobody gets hurt. And, kids get to take that 15 minutes to be able to pause, do that breathing practice. And, yet we don't have any suspensions. And, I think another cool thing about it is each room, it's not just a school room, it's the oasis in the school, where it's like an oil diffuser, Himalayan salt crystals, inspirational posters, Zafus. Like, we don't have like the fluorescent lights, we have like lamps in there, or natural light. We have plants, we have fountains. So like, the teachers even walk past the room and just walk and just stand in there and just sniff, like inhale deep and walk like, no, I just need this. And then, that helps them get grounded, because, teaching is one of the most stressful jobs. That's why it's so high in burnout. But, the room helps people in so many different ways,
Listen to the full episode on our podcast, Men Talking Mindfulness, or watch it here on YouTube. Thanks for checking us out. mentalkingmindfulness.com. Peace.